Now, everybody and their mama knew once KD joined the Golden State Warriors, it was a wrap. They were going to win the NBA Finals automatically. Everybody knew that. Welcome to Refuse to Lose. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm your host today. Today we're going to talk about Draymond Green's comments on his podcast with JJ Redick yesterday. So I wasn't going to do an episode today because we had a weekly special coming out tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you tune in on out live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So, but I had to address this because Draymond said some things that I have to disagree with. Now, look, before I go into my comments, to my thoughts about what he said, I wasn't Steph Curry's teammate. I wasn't KD's teammate. I wasn't on that Golden State Warriors team. He knows things that I don't know. He was there in the practice facility. He was there in the locker room. He was there on the plane. He was there in the person. He was there on the court with them. He was there with them. I wasn't. I just watched from my TV and I just watched the games. That's all I did. So I'm gonna give you my perspective from watching the game, not being as his teammate. So Draymond might be right. I'm just giving you my perspective. All right. So don't shoot me, Draymond. But I gotta disagree with you, my man. So there's a few things he said. Number one, he said that KD, when KD joined, he praised Steph for humbling himself and letting KD do his thing. But he said when KD joined, he never got the credit. He said he never got the credit, but within our organization he did, but outside he didn't. False. Now, everybody and their mama knew once KD joined the Golden State Warriors, it was a wrap. They were going to win the NBA Finals automatically. Everybody knew that. Only people who didn't know that, and they probably deeply knew, were LeBron James fans. Everybody knew it was a wrap. And he said KD did not get enough credit. You're the same one that called KD the B word on the bench and told him, we don't need you. We were winning before you got here. We don't need you. You told KD that. And now he didn't get enough credit within the he didn't get enough credit but from us, but within the organization he did. But you call him the B word. Come on, Draymond. Also, Steph Curry's career was diminished because KD joined that team and KD was getting the praise that Steph was not getting. KD did go and win 2 Finals MVPs. I remember after he won his first championship, they immediately came out with a commercial about basically what they're gonna say now. Like people talk all the trash about KD, he ain't got this, he ain't got that, and then boom, he won a championship, he's a champion now. What they gotta say now? And lastly, people were saying that he was the best player in the world, including me, when he was with Golden State. So he didn't get the credit he didn't deserve. He definitely got the credit he deserved. That's number one. Number two, you said there was a gap where teams figure y'all out. You said teams, plural, teams. Let's talk about that gap, all right? So, and then he mentioned the OKC series. I always tell people that 73-19 was overrated. It was Steph Curry centric. Like Steph Curry had magic that year. If Steph Curry didn't have his magic, they would not win those 73 games. He had magic. He saved them a bunch of times that season. Do we not remember the first time you played OKC twice, I believe, in 2016? You probably played them earlier in the year, but I know you played them twice in 2016. You played them twice, I think. You played OKC early February in 2016 and won by 8 points. This is a 73-19, won by 8 points in Golden State. Then you play OKC February. I will never forget this. Me and my wife was on our honeymoon, our marriage, not honeymoon, sorry. We celebrated our anniversary the next day, but we actually were in a hotel the night before and I actually watched that game. It was February 27, 2016. And Steph Curry had heroics that game just for y'all to win. So OKC was already a tough opponent for you guys in the regular season. So some people were not surprised that y'all were in another tough series with Oklahoma City in the playoffs. So, but do you not remember leading up to that point, y'all were basically dominant. I mean, let's see. Houston. I'm not sure y'all played the first round, probably Utah. But the second round, y'all played Houston. Then Steph Curry get hurt. I believe he did. And then y'all still beat Houston without Steph Curry? Yes, you did. He comes back. I remember Portland. The series was tied 1-1. We'll get back to that. We will get to that because I want to address that series about another comment he said. But my thing is, you guys walk through the playoffs. You get to the final, you're up 3-1 with the Cavs. And Steph Curry just didn't show up. It wasn't a team. It was Steph Curry. He didn't show up. He came small. What happened 2 years later when KD got hurt? You roll past Houston and roll past Portland to get to the finals. So him saying teams figuring them out, that's not true. In my opinion, that's not true. Because when KD came, y'all became, excuse me, basically unbeatable. That's what y'all were. So another thing I don't agree with. He said they would not have beaten the Cavs. Draymond, y'all were up 3-1 against the same team, Cavaliers team. 3-1. While Steph Curry is not playing well. Think about that. You up 3-1 and Steph Curry has not played well yet. And then you get suspended, Draymond. And the Cavaliers, and not only that, Andrew Bogut gets hurt. So the lane is wide open. The very next game when you got suspended, Kyrie and LeBron dropped 40 apiece, and they lived in the paint because you weren't there and Andrew Bogut wasn't there. And that gained momentum for the rest of the series. And not only that, they beat y'all in game 7 by 4 points. And Kyrie had to hit an amazing shot over Steph Curry for them to win that series. LeBron had to have an amazing block compared to most people. I don't think it was amazing. Iguodala didn't even really get up, but he got the block for them to win. They won by the skin of their teeth, and you're telling me that y'all were not going to be able to beat the Cavs next year? What it sounds like is he's cool with LeBron. He's cool with KD. So he don't want to ruffle no feathers. All right? But you got to do that sometimes, especially you doing stuff like this. Another thing I didn't agree with. Steph he said, this is what he said. He said, Steph haven't figured out that basically I need to get a bucket. He hasn't figured that out. Like it's times when he gotta be like, I gotta get a bucket. He said that KD was already ready for that. Steph wasn't. So they needed KD to get a bucket when times got crazy. That's what Steph did for y'all. The 33 now. That's what he did for y'all the whole season. Let's backtrack. Portland, remember this? Second round of playoffs, right? Y'all, Steph not playing. He's hurt because he got hurt in Houston. Hurt his knee, by the way. That's another reason why you can't say y'all would have. Steph had an injured knee in that Cavs series. So at Portland, the series tied 1-1. Steph, this is like a movie scene. Steph is coming off the bench for the first time in his career in the playoffs, right? He coming off the bench. Sean Livingston is starting the game. And then Steph is on a minute restriction. And game is in Portland. This is after Portland just beat y'all in Golden State. And now they got the crowd. Portland's hard to winning. They got the crowd pumping. Portland goes up, and in my opinion, I'm not sure if I remember, but Portland went up like 12-2. They won a hot run in the beginning. Sean Livingston gets he gets teed up and gets his first ejection in his career. So now Steph Curry is forced to play more minutes with a bum knee. What happens? It's been a back and forth game because, like I said, this Warriors team is overrated. It's Steph Curry's magic. So what happens? Steph Curry is missing 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. And finally in the fourth quarter, he makes his first 3. The game goes to overtime. He scores 17 points, and I'm mistaken, or 16 points in overtime. The most, not in playoff history, in history. He had the most points in history in the overtime. And I think he ended the game with 37 points, I believe, 36 points, saying, I'm back. And you telling me he can't get a bucket? What are you saying, Draymond? It's your teammate. He still play for the Warriors now, right? So I didn't agree with that. Like I said, I didn't play with Draymond. Draymond might be right. I don't know. But I'm just giving you my perspective. So only thing I can agree with him in is that he did get stronger. He got stronger. He got in the weight room. He said in 2019, he really went in the weight room and got bigger. And now he's strong. He really can't get bullied. I agree with that. But it helped them this year because, in my opinion, the Boston Celtics were the most physical team that he's played in a 7-game series in his whole career. The Boston Celtics. They are super physical. They was hand checking on the whole game, but whole series, but it didn't matter because he got stronger. But Steph also still had, like, Steph is always due for a bad game in the playoffs. Oh, yeah, another game he got a bucket. Game 7, OKC. Game 7 against OKC. This is game 7 for the Marbles. You win this, you go to the finals, drop 37 points. And he can't get a bucket? And y'all were down by double digits going in the second half, I believe. Down by double digits. And he had 37 that game, lay out to the NBA champion. And laying out to the NBA finals. So, Draymond, I disagree with you, my brother. You're doing a good job with your podcast. But I do think you're like, you kind of reaching. This is my opinion. My job is to give my opinion. And I think you reach sometimes, and you definitely reach right there. I don't know, you trying to give KD high praise. I don't know what you were doing, but you definitely, I don't know. You tripping, bro. You tripping. So that's all I have for you guys today, and I'll see y'all next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.